During the two world wars of the 20th century, one soldier earned a reputation that sounded almost unbelievable. His name was Adrian Carton de Wiart, a British Army officer who became famous for surviving some of the most dangerous battles of his time. Over the course of his military career, Carton de Wiart was wounded multiple times, survived plane crashes, and continued fighting even after losing an eye and a hand in combat. Despite these injuries, he refused to leave the battlefield and repeatedly returned to the front lines. His courage and determination made him one of the most remarkable soldiers of the war. Because of his incredible survival and bravery, many people later referred to him as the Unkillable Soldier. His story would become one of the most extraordinary tales of courage during World War II. Adrian Carton de Wiart was born in 1880 and later joined the British Army as a young officer. When the First World War began in 1914, he quickly found himself fighting on some of the most dangerous battlefields in Europe. During the war, he was wounded several times while leading troops in combat. In one battle, he lost his left eye after being hit by enemy fire. Later, he suffered a serious injury to his hand during another battle. The injury was so severe that part of his hand had to be amputated. Despite these injuries, Carton de Wiart refused to leave military service. Instead, he continued serving and eventually became known for his fearless attitude on the battlefield. Even after surviving the horrors of World War I, Adrian Carton de Wiart did not retire from military life. When World War II began in 1939, he once again returned to active service with the British Army. Despite his injuries and age, he remained determined to serve his country. During the war, he was assigned to several important missions, including military operations in Norway and other parts of Europe. Carton de Wiart's experience and leadership made him a valuable officer during the conflict. However, his adventures during World War II would soon take an even more dramatic turn. During World War II, Adrian Carton de Wiart was assigned to an important diplomatic mission. In 1941, he was traveling by aircraft on a secret mission across the Mediterranean region. However, during the flight, the aircraft encountered serious trouble and eventually crashed near the coast of Italy, which at the time was controlled by Axis forces. After surviving the crash, Carton de Wiart and the other passengers were quickly captured by Italian soldiers. For most people, such an event would have meant the end of their military career. But for Carton de Wiart, this was only the beginning of another incredible chapter in his story. After being captured, Adrian Carton de Wiart was taken to an Italian prisoner of war camp. Many captured officers spent the rest of the war behind prison walls with little chance of escape. However, Carton de Wiart had no intention of remaining a prisoner. Known for his fearless personality, he soon began planning ways to escape from the camp. Life inside the camp was difficult, but the captured officers secretly worked together to organize escape attempts. They dug tunnels, studied the surrounding area, and searched for opportunities to break free from captivity. In 1943, Adrian Carton de Wiart and several other prisoners attempted a daring escape from the Italian prison camp. The prisoners had secretly spent months digging a tunnel beneath the camp walls. One night, the group finally used the tunnel to escape into the countryside. Disguised as Italian civilians, they attempted to travel across the country in hopes of reaching Allied controlled territory. However, the escape did not go exactly as planned. Italian authorities eventually captured the escaped prisoners and returned them to the camp. Even though the escape attempt failed, Carton de Wiart's determination once again showed the fearless spirit that had defined his entire military career. In 1943, the situation in Italy changed dramatically when the Italian government decided to surrender to the Allied forces. This political shift created confusion across the country and affected many prisoner of war camps that were holding captured Allied officers. During this time, Adrian Carton de Wiart was finally released from captivity. After spending years as a prisoner, he was once again free to return to Allied territory. Instead of retiring from military life after such an incredible experience, Carton de Wiart continued to serve his country. His determination and resilience had already made him famous among many soldiers and officers who knew his story. For most people, surviving multiple wars, injuries, and imprisonment would have been enough. But for Carton de Wiart, the adventure of military life was not yet finished. Adrian Carton de Wiart's military career was filled with events that seemed almost unbelievable. During his years of service, he had survived numerous battles, plane crashes, and dangerous missions. He lost an eye in combat and later lost part of his hand due to severe injuries during battle. Despite these injuries, he continued to lead troops and participate in military operations. His fearless attitude and determination made him one of the most respected officers among his fellow soldiers. Many people who heard his story were amazed by how many times he had faced death and still survived. Because of these extraordinary experiences, Adrian Carton de Wiart earned the nickname the Unkillable Soldier. After the end of World War II, Adrian Carton de Wiart eventually retired from military service. His long career had spanned 2 world wars and included some of the most dangerous battles of the 20th century. His story became one of the most remarkable examples of courage and resilience in military history. Few soldiers had experienced so many life-threatening situations and continued serving with such determination. Today, historians often remember Carton de Wiart as one of the toughest and most extraordinary soldiers of his time. His incredible life story continues to inspire people who study the history of World War II and the individuals who fought in it.